welcome my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to, I'll say, our soulmate read, our happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic soulmate read for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, September 2020, or timeless. I am your reader, Angelo, lYONS, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, Pisces moon, hence the hour reading. We'll see how it goes. The Archangel of Lions, Angelo lYONS, but you can call me now. Hi. The last reading of a very long series, the last two of 24, 12 on YouTube, 12 extendeds on Vimeo. It's been quite the load of work to do. I'm glad I did it. I grew a lot as a reader, learned how to pace myself a little bit more, and my birthday is tomorrow. I am, by the time you watch this, this will be posted tomorrow, the day of my birthday, September 6th, 52 years old. Here we go, right? So, my subscribers, thank you so very much for your support along the way. If you are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that YouTuber card reader stuff you're supposed to say, because it's an interesting journey to be on at this age, but enjoying it and making friends all over the world and reading clients from all over. It's kind of cool. So anyway, I am a Pisces moon. Let's get down to it. Let's have a look at our soulmate contract, our happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, the ones we've been trying to get right for like lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, right? I mean, things are so different now when they were, it's 10 years ago, let alone 50 years ago or 100 years ago, right? You look at the incarnational timeline. So particularly for Pisces, right? It's like getting this one right. It's tricky. Like a lot of us have even healed our relationships with our parents. And we're like, okay. So what we are looking at is the foundation of a soulmate contract. We're going to have divine feminine on this side, divine masculine on this side. Has nothing to do with bodily gender, just a way of defining two different characters, although one does tend to be more yin, the other more yang. But in relationships that changes. Remember, not all soulmate contracts are romantic, sexual. My mom and I are soulmates. In that sense, we've helped each other heal. And that doesn't mean we've always had the blitheful, fun relationship 24/7. Of course, we've had our rough patches, but love has always healed and united us in the end. And that's how things go with soulmates in general, other than twin flames. And there are links in the description box explaining the difference. I really want to get this reading done, not just because it's the last, but because I have a feeling, as usual, my Pisceans, it will be the best. So let's see, particularly with the Prince card, the Prince archetype that just flipped into my hand, which is... Anyway, so let's get down to it. Remember, it's a general read. Focus on your breath, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and absolutely check your other signs. I mean, by the end of this, it's only 13 cards. By the end of this, you will know whether or not this reading is for you. If this is your soul contract, I would think earlier than that. But we're going a lot deeper into these extendeds than I thought we would. I'm like unable to stop myself from clarifying things, so it gets a little out of hand, but it's worth it. And I really, really want to see how these last two go, particularly because I am a Pisces moon. Shall we? And I'm doing this the day before my birthday. Let's have a look-see-ducksy, shall we? Say a prayer, cross your fingers. It's already done by the time you're doing this, but here we go. Let's dive in. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom. I think I covered everything I was supposed to. Yeah. Here we go. Nice deep breath. Oh, my collective pantheons. I love you all so much. I mean, I know they love me and they know I love them. It just feels so supportive. Please, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods. The higher souls of all involved in the ascended masters of soulmate contract law. Please, 2 cards using the Caroline Mace archetype deck. Who is the divine feminine and who is the divine masculine, archetypally speaking, the soul contracts that they took on in this life, the soul powers they are alchemizing from lead to gold, from toxic to healthy, to make their souls grow and develop, helping each other heal through the soulmate quantum entanglement of that particular contract, known or unknown. Who is the divine feminine in this Pisces collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, satisfying soulmate contract? And the masculine, please just leave him in my hand. Well, there Ego. Thank you, my collective pantheons. And remember, these can be triggery. They're kind of supposed to be. Oh my. Buckle up. We've got the divine feminine hero, heroine, action family, archetype. We're talking the hero's journey here for the divine feminine for sure, but a hero, not a villain. A hero. Oh, I could talk about that for days. I have this Chronos lifelong. So already the divine, I could possibly. And the divine masculine seeker, wisdom family. Now these two together, I mean, really, you put, talk about a soulmate, right? A soulmate contract. You put a hero and a seeker together. May not be for a lifetime, but it could be for a reason or a season. You know, so soulmates last forever. What does in this world? They're contracts written into the scripts before we ever incarnate. So let's look at the shadow here, the shadow attribute of the hero slash heroine. I'm just going to call it the hero archetype from now on, if you don't mind, the divine feminine hero. Escapism and a false sense of heroism. Right? It's like da-da-da, and it's just not there. A false sense of heroism, but the light attribute, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. And this is where I could talk about this for hours. I am a spiritual teacher, first and foremost. That is my true passion. Superheroes, as we think of them, really are rescuers or avengers in terms of archetype, right? The healing family rescuer, or the action family avenger archetype, definitely in terms of taking action. The hero is on a journey of personal empowerment, right? That's why Heracles, for me, is the god of heroes, because he has his divinity, loses his divinity through hubris and other essential deadly sins, and rebuilds them through 12 labors, right? He's not doing it because he's a nice guy. He wants to retain his godhood, or re-attain his godhood. So there is that personal journey, and I'm really digging that for just the divine feminine in general, no matter what sign I was reading and tapping into, to feel that strength, that soul power, digging that. But now the seeker, the divine masculine seeker, now, I've never run into this before in a divine masculine, the shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found. No. Come now. That you mean that happens somewhere in the world? The divine masculine has found something but can't commit to it? Nah. The light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are, which is such the saving grace. I mean, look, the seeker for truth, right? It says someone who is, in a way, that stage of the hero. Remember, the hero's journey is something we all live through. That's why we cling to it in our books and our movies and our stories, because we're just Joseph Campbell. Just Google Joseph Campbell, hero's journey. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's a bit more than I can go into at the Mo. But that stage of the hero seeking. So there's definitely a symbiotic, at least symbolically symbiotic, these two so far, and together they could do amazing things together. So let's see. Let's keep going. Who are the angels that walk with them, right? The healing with the angels, oracle, and the head bonking kitty at my feet. Come on up, bugger. Come sit with mama. Come on. People ask, why do they call you mama? I'm like, because cats can't say daddy. They go, mama. Right? My baby, lay down, lay down. Head bunking my cushion. Take a nice deep breath. Yeah, I'm a witch. I kind of it's forced upon me, the stereotype with the black cats and all of that, but tough. Blessed be, I wouldn't have it any other way. My angels. Please, 2 cards. One for the divine feminine hero, heroine, and one for the divine masculine seeker in this Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate contract, delicious between this hero and the seeker. Who is the angel that is assigned to, walks with, is working with the divine feminine hero, and the one who, the same with the divine masculine seeker? Oh, well. What a nice surprise. The hero, heroine, the angel of divine guidance. Then what would the angel of divine guidance do? Tune you to the guidance that's already right in front of you, but in particularly if there's a tricky time going on where guidance becomes a key. But it would also say that the heroine, again, I'm just going to say hero, is in need of guidance. There may be a tricky part on the climb up the mountain, as it were, or a time of uncertainty. Hello, welcome to planet Earth. The divine masculine seeker has truth and integrity. So the seeker of truth, right? Thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. Well, this is the card that has the word truth on it, aside from the, no, I think it's the only one that has the word the true love isn't in this deck. So there we go. We're really, 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 really looking at a very, very set up archetypal thing. Now, I could see this playing out in all sorts of different ways, but particularly romantic sexual, I could see this too. There even feels like an equal vibe here in terms of power. That one's not necessarily like equally matched. I guess that's what I'm saying. And is that always true in soulmate contracts? Sometimes you learn to balance each other out in the process, but this feels like at the get-go, I like this. And I'm glad that I'm a Pisces moon. Well, I'm always glad I'm a Pisces moon. I'm just as thrilled that I'm a Virgo, because what a full moon to be born on. The next two cards, the Kuan Yin Oracle, the Blue Angel Oracle, which is all about Archangel Michael's POV, point of view. We're going to get one each for the overall contract. Now that we know who the players are, the contract players, if you will, we're going to ask Kuan Yin and Archangel Michael for their respective divine masculine, divine feminine point of view, clarity, guidance, and grace, but it's for both of them. Got it? Here we go. Well, because for some of them, they have not met yet. Their paths, their stories are ongoing, but their paths may not have crossed just yet. So let's have a look-see-dooksy. Breathe. Oh, Kuan Yin. Okay, one more. Oh, Kuan Yin, please. One card in clarity. Look, if you can make Kuan Yin smile and giggle, that's a good day. Please, my Kuan Yin. One card in clarity for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate, contract, September 2020 are timeless. We've got a hero and a seeker guided by the angel of divine guidance and the angel of truth and integrity. Please, one card for both of them, September 2020 or timeless. Empress of the Pearl. I know this card. I know this card a lot. Card number 10, pretty card, but they're all gorgeous. I highly recommend this Oracle deck for personal use. I'm still getting used to it. I mean, I'm doing them in readings, but I'm working them on my own off camera, believe me. And you'll see what I mean. Ready? The Empress of the Pearl. Take a nice deep breath. You have an inner gift of great value, born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, provided you are willing to search for a way to heal through it, like the seeker. Seeing challenges as ways to expand your spiritual light empowers you to focus on the growing light rather than the getting caught up in suffering. Easier said than done, and that's why there's a lot more. But they talk about the pearl in this. That is, and I say it all the time, the grain of sand in the belly of the oyster makes the pearl. In other words, the oyster's like, oh, just chilling out in its shell. Like, hey, I'm an oyster. Hope I don't get shucked today. I get shucked over by the world. Right? Takes in a little piece of sand. Like, oh, no. And it builds up these layers around it that become a pearl. I think it's a perfect metaphor for alchemy on some level, emotional healing, certainly. in that you take your trauma and turn it into treasure. Sorry, that was a little saccharine even for me. You can tell I've done shadow work, can't you? So let me read the prayer. I mean, you get the idea, and that's why, you know, this is what this is what the contract is going through right now. You may not be in touch with each other because there is a healing that's going on inside of you both individually. But see, this is the thing. The soulmate contract, it's not an indication of a quantum entanglement. It is a quantum entanglement written in between these two roles on planet Earth that souls incarnate into to play out and learn through the energy pattern. It's absolutely fascinating, and yet the near infinite variety of free will choices along the way. It's quite the video game, I gotta say. So, prayer to the Empress of the Pearl. Take a nice deep breath with Kuan Yin and I here. With beloved Kuan Yin, Empress of the Pearl, as my witness, I transform negativity into light through compassion. Anything that causes me discomfort, I use to grow my light, so it becomes bigger than the discomfort. And I now choose to experience the light of my being and its spiritual growth as a more powerful than any irritation or suffering which serves that growth. Om Mani Padme Hum. That's quite the declaration there. Yeah. You have the wisdom. We know that to be true. We know that whole pain into peace, right? That there's no alchemy without lead. We know it instinctually, but that doesn't mean we have to like it, and that doesn't mean it's easy. So I get it. This hero, well, I mean, what's a hero's journey without pain and suffering? What's the seeker's journey without some pain and suffering there that's being alchemized into light, alchemized into wisdom? You know, it's called planet Earth from what I understand. So let's see, that's more the yin, right? What's going on? There's a lot of internal suffering going on, but light being generated as a result. That idea. Oh, the Ashaya monks told me that in camel, you know, what are they going across the desert with like the camels and stuff, that they would scoop up the poop, the camel dung, dry it, and put it on the fires at night, which is stinky, but it's fuel, right? If you think about it. So it's sort of like that. Our pain and our suffering put into our consciousness makes our consciousness burn brighter. It's I mean, the metaphors are near endless, I guess, but you gotta find the one that works for you. So let's ask Archangel Michael how he sees this, shall we? He's so cute. I love him. Breathe. Oh, you're here. Hello, Archangel Michael, right? Hi. Didn't realize you were that close, though. Please, Archangel Michael, my beloved. Can I get one card in clarity for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate contract for September 2020 or timeless, please? For this divine feminine hero who walks with the angel of divine guidance, which is, you know, different than just turn left, turn right. Usually there's a larger picture in play for that. And this divine masculine seeker who's walking with the angel of truth and integrity, like showing them what the truth is and helping them find their own integrity. That's a lot. Please, one card in clarity, Archangel Michael. Just please leave it in my hand. Beloved, beautiful one. Ascension into light, as above, so below. And once again, Michael turns the party. And now for something completely different. Okay, so it makes sense with the Empress of the Pearl, right? This thing of light, right? The idea of light coming from the suffering, the pearl, from the grain of sand, the irritant. So to then ascend into light. Oh, it's got the teeny tiny number on it. What are you, card number 30? I'm going to say you're card number 30. Ascension into light. It's a dove. Ascension into light. What you perceive to be false are not faults, but vital aspects of human nature, qualities that offer important lessons about life and love. Okay, so we're talking here about a perception of faults, not actually being faults, but necessary. You cannot see things clearly at present because you are stuck within the illusion of good and bad, falsely believing that things are either one or the other. Now, yes, we could take that all the way back to Garden of Eden, if you want to go there. Tree of knowledge of what? Good and evil, good and bad, right? The thing that brings us from unity consciousness down into duality consciousness. Now, you can call that the fall from grace, or you could say that it's just another experience on the soul's journey. And we've been talking about it for a very, very long time, as a matter of fact, and that's about as much I want to say about that. Have you considered that all that exists through the grace of oneness? Wait, have you considered that all that exists through the grace of oneness? There are no faults or mistakes, only experiences which the soul has chosen. Observe life without judgment, and you will see that good or bad are only perceptions. Okay. I mean, you're going to come for me, you better sharpen your claws. Our judgments are actually fears, and what we really fear is our shadow self, which is part of our true nature. Which is also part of our true nature. So I go with there. This is shadow work stuff. So we may be seeing through a glass darkly, right? And there is an ascension process in play where what? Ascension is alchemy. It is from lead to gold. It is the ego unraveling, dissolving, but being integrated into the soul, loved, brought into, healed. I mean, love is literally the answer here. But alchemy, as well as ascension, is time, heat, and pressure. Welcome to 2020. Or timeless. Although this don't feel very timeless. Let's see. Everything has a reason, purpose, and opposite. In light there is dark, and in dark there is light. One cannot exist without the other, and one is not better than the other. To become whole, you must embrace and love both sides of your nature. Now, there is a little poem here that I'll read in a second, but I will throw in there. Carl Jung, I believe, said, I would rather be whole, W-H-O-L-E, than good. And I think, yeah. The shadow can. So we've got two cards here, really, in a way, talking about the shadow side. Now, we're looking at the shadow side here, some escapism, right? A false sense of heroism. And honestly, if I was a superhero, I would totally be Justice League Dark Witch, W-I-T-C-H. Course. Just saying, and for the seeker here, having found something, having found a path but can't commit to it out of fear. I mean, I get that there are judgments in play here, that we're seeing things as good and bad, but we need to be guided through this, angel of divine guidance, and find the truth and integrity. So then the poem that we have here, or this last little bit, I should say. Oh, it looks like more like an affirmation. Breathe. I love and embrace the entirety of who I am. All serves a divine purpose, and all is a blessing. I am love, and I see clearly that all is love. Beyond judgment, there is wholeness. Which is true. Unity consciousness, nonetheless, it feels like then this soul contract here is about healing judgment, is about... Because who the hell hasn't made mistakes along the way? It's all part of the game. What's a hero's journey without demons and monsters along the way, particularly our own interior ones, right? Which, speaking of which, let's look at that right now. We're going to take 5 cards from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the Voices of the Goddesses. Now, I got 3 goddesses working my throne of Pisces right now, so to speak. Artemis the Amazon, Diana the Great Mother, and Circe, daughter of a Titan, sorceress, turning men to pigs since the Bronze Age. It's turning them back. That's tricky, right? Welcome to the Soulmate Contract. Let's help each other heal. Yay, divine masculine seeker who can't commit. I felt my Piscean Mer sisters laugh around the world. Mer. Let's keep going. My goddesses, Circe in particular, I have a feeling you're going to be my matron for 2021. I need 5 cards. Basic relationship spread. Can I have 1, please, for this divine feminine hero walking with the angel of divine guidance in this Piscean collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate contract, September 2020, or timeless. Just leave one card in my hand. Thank you. And one for him, the seeker. Remember, I'm not talking about gender here. Just got to keep it straight in my head. She, he, her, him, so I don't start gibbering. My goddesses, please, what's going on here with this this guy? Give me a card to represent this divine masculine, divine masculine seeker. And it does feel like walking with the angel of truth there. That whether they know each other or not, it seems like they are on a journey to at least a crossroads. So please, what is the card that represents him in this relationship spread? What is the root chakra? What's going on? What's the bottom line here of this soulmate contract with these two? And what's the crown chakra? What's the eagle eye view for this Piscean? No, if it was one, I might have, but no. I don't take, because I shuffle with my eyes closed. They can leave it in my hand. That's the agreement we have. Say the whole thing. My goddesses, please, one card in clarity for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual soulmate contract for September 2020 or timeless. What is the crown chakra? What is the crown chakra, the eagle eye view for this Piscean collective? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual soulmate contract. Thank you. September 2020 or timeless. And last card for this one. What is the initial outcome? Not the end of the story, but the end of this passage, the end of this chapter in this hero's journey. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual soulmate contract for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. That was work, but I feel like a hero's journey, it's gonna take work. And I feel that. It's like soulmates, they're not just Disney 24/7. Well, even Disney movies, right? It's gotta be a hero's journey, otherwise boy meets girl, boy meets boy, girl meets girl, they're married, poof. It's like, oh, that was fun. Then what? So now what? Let's see who they are. Well, we've got the hero here as the Amazon. Digging that already. Artemis the Amazon, my maiden goddess. Really taking the reins, balancing inspiration and motivation, moving forward. Cancerian card, very much that being driven and some courage at least to move things forward. Like that a lot. Very, very strong, very powerful, and you have to admit, very powerful divine feminine image with the Chariot. And for the divine masculine, loving this, the Six of Cups, compassion. Now, they might not know this about each other because this is the yin, this is the feminine part. We'll do the mythic tarot, the divine masculine, to put some bones on this, what this looks like on the outside. But if you're really trying to, the point of these readings this time around, and I hope they're like this every time I do them, is so that you can see what you need to heal within yourself so that you help each other heal, whether you're together or not, whether you know each other or not. It's a way to manifest a soulmate contract that we kind of know, but this is like giving you some clues, some tips, some hints along the way. So there is emotional healing, emotional balance going on here for this seeker, that the truth and integrity of this divine masculine ascension into light, there is shadow work being done, there is suffering being transformed into light. Either side, you're both doing really, really well. Just keep going, right? So what's the root chakra? What's the T going on? Look, if the two of you are together, why are you watching this reading? You should be in the hot tub together. This is a 10 of Cups. Now, if they're not together, then this is really what they feel for each other? This is the happily ever after, I love you, true love, 24/7, 365, at least that's what they feel for each other. That's not always what manifests. But my God, talk about a Piscean card, Inanna's House of Heaven, and what's funny, not ha-ha funny, but ha-ha funny, Inanna is part of the myth of Erishka and Inanna going into the underworld and embracing the shadow, which is a theme. Oh, Pisces. Now, keep in mind, Pisces' 12th house is the collective unconscious. This is helping heal humanity from the inside out, or at least from the emotions outward. Mysticism. What's the crown chakra? Oh yeah, no. If they're not apart, they will be. This is the wise one, the hermit. I get the feeling the crown chakra of this is really kind of saying spiritually, no, they are definitely on their own paths. But in terms of communication, it feels like it's going to have to come from the seeker to the hero, heroine. Just sort of reverse that out. It's going to have to go that, I won't say traditional route, just because of the direction that she's going. She's going that way in the spread. You'll see when I put it up at the end. I always pop up a picture at the end for the prettier spreads. The 5-card draws, the 7-card draws. I don't do that. That's silly. They're just in my hand. You know, and in the extended, I'm going to take those mythic tarot and see how each of them is experiencing individually the root and the crown. And this last card here in the middle, which is the initial outcome, not the end of the story, but saying it. And at the end of this episode, right? And it's play. I like that. I like that though. That there it feels like there is something fun and playful coming as a result of this, whether they're playing separately or alone. That there definitely seems to be a balance. Now I will say, going from the 6 of Cups to the 6 of Flames for the Divine Masculine Seeker, it feels like he's getting that truth that he needs and his integrity, and is able to kind of follow the truth and the wisdom through inspiration and in a playful way. I feel like these two are going to be connecting, and honestly, because the hero, heroine, divine guidance, how they experience that might just almost be incidental, because I do get, I mean, come on, we've got the Amazon, the Chariot with the hero, right? It's like they're really wanting their personal empowerment here. They may not be so all about a relationship necessarily, but nonetheless, here one comes, right? And really getting that what's from the crown chakra, from the eagle eye view, to look down to say that both of these people really need to kind of go within and do the healing and take the time and really introspect, and we will see what, well, because why? Because we've got a pearl, you know, we've got suffering turning into light over here, and the shadow being alchemized, you know, oh, that's all. That's helping all of humanity, right? Ascension into light, as above, so below. Pretty heavy duty. Let's get you a healing mantra. Let's get us a healing mantra. I mean, honestly, this is still so generic at this point. I could see myself really more on that side. Really, come on. Come on. I don't know that I'm a seeker. I think I'm a founder. Kind of truth and integrity. Take a nice deep breath. Divine guidance, right? Right, my ascended masters of soulmate contract law. Please, my ascended masters of soulmate contract law. One card in clarity. What is the perfect healing mantra for this couple, for this divine feminine hero and this divine masculine seeker and this Piscean collective? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate contract, and very satisfying. I mean, the potential of the 10 of Cups here must be hard to resist. And that 6 of Cups there, the divine masculine, coming into emotional balance, compassion, maybe feeling compassion for the hero, but the hero is just like, yeehaw, right? Like, ready to move this forward. But I wonder, like, I'm really getting a weird vibe from that too. Like, with this shadow being dealt with, there's some stuff I'm missing here, I have a feeling. So please, one card in clarity. What is their perfect healing mantra? September 2020. This Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. These two, the hero and the seeker. Resolving anger. I had a feeling. You get a little like, all is not as it appears here. Yeah. Conflict reminds me when I need more space to myself. Shit went down here. I don't know how shit went down here. I mean, I can imagine how shit went down. This is who I think is in this with me. But resolving anger. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. Yeah, I mean, as much as I love that Bastet card of play in the center, the Six of Flames, the Six of Flames, the Six of Wands in traditional tarot is the card of victory. I get that. Victory is the 7th in this deck, the Galloping on Cooling Lava, which I think is a brilliant image. There is something going on here that may be, well, it may be hard to see from where we are right now. And that's why in the extended, certainly I will go in on that card in particular, because I just keep getting, this is taking space. I mean, this is really taking space. The card of the Hermit, the Wise One, flying above, one would say Stonehenge, but really the depiction of a stone circle, seeing things from that higher perspective, and that's always voluntary. To me, although we may feel like we're being forced into hermitage, I thought I was when I was younger, but no, those were necessary times of isolation. What is it that Matt Kahn had such a good one the other day about that loneliness is I forget, something minus self-care, or you add self-care, and it's, in other words, it's only loneliness if you keep out the self-care. There's some massive healing that needs to be done here within them both, obviously, because there is still anger, and I can't tell from here necessarily what has happened in the past, but we've been doing for every single one of these past, present, future timeline in the extended on Vimeo. So whatever conflict is here, the mantra of conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself, and that's not to push stuff down, that's to allow stuff to come up. But you don't have to do that around people, right? Like I try and do my best to, whatever arises, love that. Matt Kahn, if you didn't know, Matt Kahn's healing mantra deck we just used. Oh, right, I will read this. Oh, and particularly right under the Amazon. I can see that. I mean, when it's sitting right in front of you, right? Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. When anger is resolved, you are able to see your emotional reactions or the abrupt responses of others as evidence of profound transformation taking place, which if you think of it as element of fire, that is the element of transformation. You can't unburn something, right? So feeling that within yourself is saying, all right, even if it's like deep inside yourself when you're like, I can curse. Oh, can I curse in more ways than one, right? I know when that comes up to let that have a voice, but not to actually act on it. And that ain't the easiest thing in the world, right? But to get that it is actually a transformation taking place in that moment, not that the anger is being transformed. The anger is the sign of the transformation taking place. When anger is present, it acts as a sign of needing more space to face the feelings that are ready to be healed, or to balance out patterns of doing with moments of silent being. Exactly. So instead, like, to feel it, to be in the place of being, letting that fire rage through you instead of then acting on it, so that when you act, that's what, more balanced, more leveled out. And that can very much be the fire of transformation. It's just not about burning down the house, Marge. Where are we? As you resolve anger, you are able to find the time you need to be both rested and productive. Hello, right? Balance, 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 balance. This mantra is ideal for managing stress, deepening interpersonal communication. Maybe. Definitely maybe. And tempering frustration. You know, I'm not seeing a lot of frustration here in these cards per se. Really, we've got one major arcana card, two major arcana card, and granted it's the Chariot and the Hermit, which put together is definitely a hero's journey, but one that seems to be done more solo, solitary, which might be exactly what we're looking at here with that Seeker. All right, one more card, and that'll be our 13th card. We are going to use the Whispers of Love Oracle, same company as the Kuan Yin Oracle and the Blue Angel Oracle. Like this company a whole lot. Take a nice deep breath. higher selves of all involved, possibly my own included here. I don't know if I'm completely in or out of that. I can relate to the Empress of the Pearl, and I can relate to the Ascension into Light, the shadow work part of it, and I can see the Amazon within myself, as well as that Six of Cups. And that playful, fun Six of Flames, this goes that way somehow. That should be interesting to see. But that Ten of Cups at the root here, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So please, the higher selves of this hero, heroine archetype and this seeker archetype, please, one card in clarity. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, or insight for this Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate contract, September 2020 or timeless. Union of hearts. Union of hearts. This is a connection of love that defies explanation. I don't like this card. You know, I don't like this card because it defies explanation, which means you have to rely on things like faith. And trust in the divine plan. Oh dear good God Almighty. So look, just with the indication of the resolving anger, right? Whether this is anger at each other, anger at past stuff, anger at yourself, regardless, it's got to be on the table here somewhere. And I'm sure, if not, I mean, I would be very surprised if in the extended with the Mythic Tarot, which is standard tarot, that wouldn't reveal itself in some way here. But with the hero, heroine, and the seeker, there is definitely this hero's journey thing, right? One might not seek somebody, think of somebody seeking, you know, knowledge and truth wherever they are, the same as the hero, in this picture, scaling a mountain, right? To get to the top, to get to the pinnacle of personal empowerment. But they're similar, and of course their paths would intersect. I'm just wondering, like, to really, really look, and it's so hard for me to remember because sometimes these feel so like individual stories that they are collective. There are some where you two have not met yet, in which case you are headed towards each other, but right now it's all about the healing that you can do for yourself, right? The crown chakra of at least for the month of September, and one would think that would manifest itself in the root, right? That some time to yourself to heal, to give yourself the space there. You know what? I'm already doing the big picture. Let's just pop up the picture and I'll do it all at once. Nice deep breath. Magic clap. Because we have the divine feminine, hero/heroine, the shadow attribute, escapism, and a false sense of heroism. And that's an interesting thing for a Piscean, right? Whether this is the Pisces or not, to really look at what a false sense of heroism. Can you spot that in others? Then can you spot that in yourself? The light attribute, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. And that word passion is very key there. And walking with the angel of divine guidance, this is a life calling thing. Like, I don't get that this Pisces just needs like another date. Right? This feels like if I'm going to do a soulmate, they got to get that this is part of my life empowerment and this is part of my journey, spiritual, professional, or otherwise, that there is divine guidance in place here. This is not just about me. In other words, there's a larger plan in play here. And being represented by the Amazon, right? Absolutely. That makes sense. It's like they really are. Let's do this, right? It's like I'm buckled in. I've got my double-headed axe and my lunar shield. Let's go kick some soulmate tush, right? Better kick than kiss. You know what I mean. The seeker, right? The divine masculine here, the shadow attribute. Inability to commit to a path once found, and I just think that's so funny. The light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. And if that's the journey that they're on with the angels of truth and integrity walking with them, then they're going to find that which they seek. But that's what I'm wondering. Have they already found that which they seek but have an inability to commit? Now, I will say, being represented by the Six of Cups there, if these two have hurt each other before, right, then there is an emotional balance, a healing here, a compassion that's going on. Compassion for themselves, compassion for others, or it would be particularly a compassionate understanding, for instance, if the hero-heroine was being their heroic self and the seeker was like, this is too much for me, gotta go, and disappeared. Now, I'm not seeing that, but what else would trigger anger, right? Anger that would have to be resolved. Pain, shadow coming up here, because the bottom line, the root chakra of this relationship, there's intense love here between the two with the Ten of Cups. This is dream come true kind of stuff. And with the Union of Hearts right next to it, come on, there is a connection of love here that defies explanation. In other words, it is of a mystical nature. It is written this way, that there would be a connection, a union of these two hearts, almost as one heart. Now, not in the codependent sense, one would hope, but in that sense that the bond between them defies all explanation, and usually that falls under the true love category. But with that ascension into light, there's absolute individual healing. But as they heal individually, they are helping each other heal and helping humanity as well. It's a very, very intense spread here. But I think the way through here really is to get with that the crown chakra card of the Hermit and that card of play. I think I understand this Bastet card a little bit more. I think they both know, if they have met before, if they have danced before, that they just have to play this out. That on some level they know they're going to be together. Remember, this is the intuitive part of it, right? This is the internal yin. That there is an interplay of energy going on here, a balance of desire, right? If we've got the Six of Cups happening in the seeker's interior, right, what they're going through, and the six in the center there, then I would think that that's the outcome here, is that energy then expressed as maybe a new balance and a new beginning, that they both kind of do want the same thing, and they want to do it in a balanced, healthy way. At least that's a very strong probability if these two do know each other. If they don't know each other, then they really are getting ready to meet. But right now, really have to give themselves the time and the space that they need to process any anger that they may be going through, just about life in general, even if not about romantic relationships or specifics. But that they are headed towards this Six of Flames, this playful time where maybe some of this darkness is alchemized into light, and the Empress of the Pearl can really, really shine. Interesting. I mean, it is sort of a to be continued with that Six of Flames in the center position there, but so it goes. At least you get the idea there that there is a progression going on here. There is divine guidance and truth in play here. But remember, the conflict that you're feeling within yourself, not just within others, reminds you when you need more space for yourself. Cool. Well, may the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need to manifest this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual soulmate contract for September 2020 or timeless, that they may ascend into light, as above so below, that alchemy being done within them as their suffering is transformed into great light. Taking time, remembering that conflicts reminds them when they need more space to themselves, with this union of hearts, this connection that defies explanation for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. Thank you for watching. Please jump over. I'll put up a preview of the first couple of cards down for the extended read over on Vimeo if you want to jump over there. Otherwise, feel free. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment. Where do you see yourself in all of this? Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of it all, my Piscean family. Oh my God, what a fun series this was. Oh, I love you all so much. Hail. Farewell. Good luck with this one, and blessed be. Hey there, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Thank you for jumping over, I should say swimming over to Vimeo with me here. I am ready to dive in. Literally turned off the camera, checked on something uploading to YouTube, came right back down, hit the record button. Let's get into this. Again, we've got this hero-heroine archetype walking with the angel of divine guidance in this soulmate contract, this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, soulmate, Piscean, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign contract with this divine masculine seeker walking with the angels of truth and integrity. Definitely a hero's journey feeling here. We've got that crone, if you want, the hermit, the wise one, the crone, she who rides alone, in the crown position, but in the Ten of Cups in the root. Like, how could these two not be together? And yet I really get from that the potential here then emotionally, right? This is the yin, the feminine deck, the daughters of the moon. We're going to clarify these with these now, how each one experiences this. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to look at this divine feminine hero as the Amazon, the chariot. You have to admit, very Wonder Woman. Just very, very Wonder Woman, just saying, right? With the Ten of Cups, how is she experiencing? Remember, I got to say she and he. It's not about bodily gender. Just bear with me on that stuff. This is intense. Breathe. Yes, my gods, please, please, please. One card in clarity. This hero, heroine, manifest here as the chariot. How are they experiencing that ecstasy, that bliss, that Ten of Cups? What is their experience of that in the physical? What is their direct, idea about that, feeling about that? Fire, earth, air, water, spirit. How is that manifested, particularly in the root chakra of a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate soulmate contract? The sun. The sun. So the healing is well underway here, experiencing this at least on some level as something that is healing and bright and moving forward. I mean, talk about personal empowerment, right? This is just their direct experience. There is a lot of wholeness and, I would say, again, divine guidance. Like, look, this is the god Apollo, god of prophecy. I mean, talk about divine guidance, right? All well, working their wings, work them wings, right? Definitely a card of enlightenment. I mean, I get that right next to the card of play, too, that this divine feminine might really have their act together well and feels like maybe motivated by the healing of the pain that they're going through to keep going, but also inspired by the feelings that they really have here, even though it makes no sense. I don't like this card. People are like, oh, Union of Hearts. I'm like, womp, 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 womp. Remember, I'm a Virgo. Pisces moon, but a Virgo sun. So I find that interesting. I have to keep going. So then how does the seeker here, who really feels like is becoming emotionally balanced, the card of compassion, right? Balancing self-compassion and compassion for others is how I see that with the waves ebbing and flowing. So please, my gods, can we get one card in clarity? How are they going from or experiencing that Ten of Cups from their place of the sixth, the root chakra? I mean, if this is all internal and that's just what they feel for each other and it just haven't manifested yet, then how is the seeker experiencing that Ten of Cups in the root chakra for this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual soulmate contract? Ooh, Five of Cups. Ooh, they're still healing. Right? Where are they right now? They are in this place of the Six of Cups, really giving compassion to themselves. I don't feel like they would be communicating to each other if he's really resisting because of emotional pain. Now, Five of Cups can be emotional pain. It can be between the two of them if they've danced together before. Now, remember, conflict reminds me when I need space for myself, resolving anger. Maybe they have hurt each other before, but now, kind of holding this in my hand, it can be that the seeker just has unresolved shadow, right? Emotional pain. I mean, come on. Pain, rejection. Now, this Five of Cups is a little bit different. Yes, there is still a cup standing, and by the way, spoiler, they end up together. At this point, they are even married, but they hadn't seen each other's true faces until Psyche, the wife, and Eros, the god, fleeing the scene, again, wings and all. She wanted to see what her husband really looked like and leaned over him with a lit oil lamp. Saw how beautiful he was, fell in love with him, his true self, even more. And a drop of hot liquid burned his leg. And she broke her promise to never look at him directly or reveal himself. I forget exactly why, but you know, men are weird. He's one of my gods. I'm wearing his totem arrows. Well, you know, and therefore the hero's journey of then what Psyche had to do, and Psyche is the Greek word for the soul, and it's just, there's a lot there. So, you know, regardless of how this emotional pain plays itself out here, for this divine masculine, it is definitely in play for the healing. So I get it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look, how does the Amazon experience the card of the Hermit, the wise one, the same for the Seeker as the Six of Cups. Nice deep breath. Let's ask the gods.